Good morning, everyone. And I have just a little bit of time today because I'm planning for a trip. And so I was sort of rushed and I didn't get a chance to do a lot of work on our raccoon sculpture today, but I wanted to go over with you what I'm planning to do next. And that is, first of all, if you haven't been here before, at the start of this uh, how to do a raccoon sculpture. There is a live, I may not, downloadable project guide for the live sessions, and you can follow along. And there's a lot of information. It's free. So I hope you go ahead and get this guide, and then you can follow along. So this is session 3. I haven't had time to work on it very much at this point because I'm getting ready for a trip. But what I wanted to do for anyone who's new is to show you that I am measuring through these patterns, this project guide. For example, the width of the face here, I come over here and I measure, and that's how I know how big to make that or how wide to make that face. Again, just looking at that view, you might you might see that, gosh, that looks like a flat face. But these project guides I designed so that you can get the different views. And so then this looks a little snipey, perhaps. Let's see if I can show it to you better there. But guess what? It's exactly how a raccoon's face is. So you measure again. I made these faces so all the views would be as if from the same distance. So again, you take your measuring tool and it matches that. So you know, starting off at least, what your dimensions are going to be and what the proportions are going to be. So that's a really valuable guide, and it tells you how to set up your own planning based on what I do to be able to create measurements that give you accurate proportions. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to actually take this tool here and I'm going to actually cut this head off, because what I'm going to do is start to work on the head um, by itself. I'm going to line everything up, use my patterns. And for example, before I cut this off, I'll just explain. I'm going to um, measure distances, and it says what you should do right here in the guide, from the eye to the tip of the nose, from the base of the ears to the eye. So you get a whole starting point, because usually if you're new to sculpture, especially, you don't know where to start. You don't know what tools to use. You don't know how to proceed. If you hadn't been here before, I also use AI to give me ideas, and that explains how to do that here too. So I'm going to cut this head off at this stage. It's a very primitive looking, and that's fine because I want to do the refinement now. And so I take a wire like this and I start to work it. Now, this clay isn't very soft, it's actually a very hard clay, but I start to work it like this until that comes off cleanly. And there it comes. So now when I go to reattach it, I'm going to heat gun let me do it a little more, heat gun both parts and put some kind of undercuts. There we go. It's a clean break. It's cleaner than if you tried to knife it off. And And then I'm going to drill a hole with one of my drill tools, and I'm going to place that right on the post and start to line up the different parts of the face using the project patterns. The fun thing about this is you're going to watch it go from looking like nothing to very detailed in the end. So if you know where to start, it's 100 times easier to get something that you're really happy with in the end. There's another view. I basically also use videos online, stop action the videos, and take screenshots so I can really get some ideas of accurate proportions. And the guide again tells you how to translate what you're getting from a screenshot. So I'm going to try, if I have internet connection, I'm camping, and on Friday, I'm going to try to do a live stream at 8 and show you what my progress is with this head that I just took off. And I'm also going to show you how I reattach it. That might be next week when I come back and this is further along. This will be a lot further along. So thanks for joining me this morning. And hi, Manjur. Um, I'll be replaying this, of course, right after our session here. So I'm basically signing off now because I have to get ready for a vacation trip. But I just went through how I cut off this head so that I can now use my project patterns and line it up. I'll put it on this post after I drill it carefully, and then I'll be able to put it right back with a piece of armature, probably in a drill, so it fits perfectly. And the biggest thing is I don't want to lose my proportions, but if I use my guide and measure with my guide, I won't lose my proportions. So anyway, thank you so much. And I'll see you on Friday, I hope, if I have good internet connection, which I'm counting on. So um, if not, it'll be next week, and we'll get this really underway. Thank you so much. Bye bye.